I just pray everyone knows that I don't think I'm above the law. I was just being disrespectful and I shouldn't have been, and it was my mistake.
At 10:30 p.m. Thursday night, Zach Bryan posted this paragraph on both Twitter and Instagram, giving some general context to the mugshot of him that started making the rounds Thursday afternoon. In the posting, Zach wrote, "Emotions got the best of me, I was out of line, I support law enforcement, and I apologize." Then, probably after a somewhat restless sleep, he was back in the car, ready to continue his drive at 4:56 a.m. Friday morning.
And I just wanted to be completely transparent with everyone who listens to my music about what happened yesterday.
So setting up yesterday's incident, which was Thursday, Zach revealed that on Tuesday, the day he found out that his single I Remember Everything debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, he got pulled over for going more than just 1 mile per hour over the speed limit, and he almost went to jail that day when he refused to give the officer his home address for the sake of privacy. 2 days later, Zach was on the road again with his dog Jack in the passenger seat and his security guard driving behind him.
So we're driving to Boston. We get like 40 minutes away from my house. We're going through Veneta. He's behind me, and I see him getting pulled over. So I'm like, oh man. So I go around the block, and I come and I pull back up next to him. And I'm just sitting there. I didn't get out of the vehicle or anything. I'm just sitting there waiting on him. 10 to 15 minutes goes by, and I get out of the car. I'm like, man, why is this? What is taking so long? And I was gonna smoke a cigarette. The cop comes up to me, and he's like, "Sir, get back in your vehicle." And I'm like, "I'm not the one getting pulled over. Please, like, what do you?" He's like, "Get back in your vehicle, or I'm gonna have to take you to jail." And like a dumbass, I said, "Take me to jail? What do you mean?" And he was like, "Take you to jail." And I was like, "Damn." So I get too lippy with him. He brings me over to his car, and I just didn't help my situation at all.
And the situation was that Zach was handcuffed and put into the cop car for a timeout, so to speak.
They finally let me out of the vehicle, and I'm like just mouthing off like an idiot, like an actual child. I'm like, man, someone's got to get a hold of you guys. This is like, why are you using your authority like this? This is so wrong. When in reality, they were just doing their jobs. I was upset. And so he looks at me, he says, "Hey man, I'm going to tell you this, and if you, like, don't interrupt me." And I was like, "Well, after you're done, I'm going to say my piece." He's like, "Okay." He started talking. I interrupted him naturally because I was just angry. So he said, "I'm going to take you to jail," and he took me to jail.
And Zach says even by the time his mugshot was taken, he was starting to experience some clarity.
When I got there, it kind of like lightened up because I just kind of cooled off a little bit. I was talking to the people booking me. Everyone was super kind. I was in my jail cell for a while, and the cop and me eventually shook hands. I ended up apologizing online because I realized that my actions didn't reflect who I was as a person.
Yeah, what a week for Zach. Your song and 4th album debuted at #1, and 48 hours later, he's in a jail cell. I don't know Zach well, but he did say this was out of character for him, this kind of behavior. I can't help but wonder if those #1 debuts were making Zach feel a little, I don't know, big for his britches. That's a good phrase to use for this, right? Yeah. Which would be understandable. Like, that's a huge thing to achieve. He's not justified in how he acted, but at least you can understand why he was feeling a little, cocky, boastful, a little egotistical. Do you think there's a correlation there at all? And yeah, what do you think of Zach just picking up his phone?
I just want to tell the story and get it out there before someone blew it out of proportion. I was just an idiot, and I'll take the fall for it. I'm a grown man, and I shouldn't have behaved like that, and it won't happen again.
And just telling his whole arrest story and not doing some sit-down interview. Like, Diane Sawyer is not happy right now.
To end all this, kind of the last thing I'll say on it, I just wanted to apologize to both troopers that I was rude to. You didn't deserve it, and hopefully one day we meet under different circumstances. Thank you guys, and yeah, the last thing I'll say on it.
But not the last thing he'd write on it. So about 11 hours after his video that he captioned, "For the sake of transparency," on yesterday, Zach tweeted clarity on the transparency. Okay, to be clear, in the video I posted, I'm not trying to save face or act like the good guy, which I didn't have that interpretation at all. But anyways, I was a complete spoiled a-hole to these police officers, and I'll spend the next few weeks trying my best to right my wrongs and take back what I said. I do respect police officers, and I made a massive mistake. I'm embarrassed for myself, my family, and the people I love, but all I can do now is sincerely apologize.